I think
Ah,
it was so coincidental that Tom just happened to get dementia right as he was being charged. I think Tom knew for a long time. And he and Erica certainly had an arrangement. And he certainly, I mean, can you imagine? Like, my husband would never lie for me, but Mr. Girardi was fine shoveling her with money and making her famous and taking the fall.
and we kind of talked about this before. I talked about it somewhere, maybe on my own. But did Eric, or maybe you and I talked about it, did Erica purposely out Mr. Girardi on that podcast that she went on, where
Hmm.
she said that he called her before Chicago or every night to us? Did she purposely out him, or was that a major faux pas? Erica's moved on with her life. Man, she keeps going, that Erica. Um,
EJ strikes me as someone very, very, very smart, especially when it comes to the media and what she says. And, she's very particular with her words. So I don't know. Was that a clue? Because he was certainly competent enough to call over and over and knew who she was and could congratulate her on the Vegas thing. I think that was kind of incriminating. And I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but it's out there.
I can't wait to see it. Where do you want to go?
Well, your friend, oh, where do you want to go?
No, come on.
Well, talk to me about your friend, Miss Brandi Glanville. I mean, her face, she's got like
Ah,
kind of a face dysmorphia. She's now BFFs with Leanne Rimes. Leanne Rimes is helping her through everything. She's not eligible for a facelift. I mean, what do we think is going on?
I mean, so she has said recently, I guess she had the doctor on her podcast. I'm not even being mean. I didn't even realize Brandy's podcast was still a thing. I had Brandy on this podcast. I love her. I guess she said, the only thing she gave Caroline Manzo is a lap dance.
Hmm.
Why are we, guys, we're never going to see the show. So just stop worrying about this installment of Girls Trip. By the way, I think Girls Trip might be done. I mean, there's no talk.
Really?
Well, there's no talk of any new ones. And
Stop it.
I don't know if Roni Girls Trip is coming back. To be honest with you, I don't know if Crappy Late is coming back. I'm being honest. I just got to be honest, you guys. I think we're done with Girls Trip. I think we're done with Roni Girls Trip. And I think we're done with Crappy Lake. Lose my girl. Just giving you my gut. I'm just giving you my gut, guys. Sorry. I don't understand. So Brandy's skin is so saggy. She's saying she's not eligible for a facelift. And she's saying this is what? Because she was sick after Caroline, because it was psychological torture that they were holding this episode over her and not airing it, that she couldn't take it anymore. And her skin sagged and she's had health issues because of this. And she's now no longer eligible for a facelift.
I sort of had read it the other way. The skin was like so tight, it wasn't because of stress and an autoimmune issue that they didn't feel comfortable doing a facelift operation. And she's been so stressed out. She's had all these medical issues. Leanne Rimes is like her bestie, leaning, they're leaning on each other to kind of get through everything. I thought I read it that way, but you're sometimes I get it mixed up. So you
No, I think her and Leanne are good. They're good. It's
they are, I
I
guess.
like when families come together. I really do. So,
Well,
but
especially that one, my God. I mean, you talk about years in the press, right? I mean, for them to be friendly, that Leanne, she calls Leanne. They've always bonded over skincare and makeup and
look, I think Brandy is a mess, but I don't think Brandy has a mean bone in her body. I really don't. I really don't. I think so when we talk about all these evil housewives that just plot and pluts, I don't think Brandy really did any of that. I think she just is a little bit of a mess. And a lot of people in life just get a little off center sometimes, you know?
Well, it hasn't been the easiest of runs for her. And
No.
I think, I don't know. Sometimes, the people that are the sweetest, they don't have they know in their heart like everything they do is, fun and genuine. So they never read the room right. You know what I mean? Because they're thinking like, oh, like it's fun. I'm here. Brandy was probably on top of the world because she had resurrected her career through Girls Trip. Everyone was very excited. And I don't know, who knows what took the left turn there. I don't
Like,
know.
look, if we wake up one day and someone says, a Melissa Gorga, messy G over in New Jersey,
SCG.
she just did a scheme worse than anything Jen Shaw did, I'd be like, well, that doesn't shock me. If I woke up and someone said, Brandi Glanville, talking about her facelift, in between all of that, she's been running the biggest scam worse than Jen Shaw, I'd be like, that's not possible. So, like, Brandi is not a schemer. She's not Tom Girardi. I just think she's, like you said,
This is a lesson for you why you don't fuck with married people, okay?
is
She's
this why?
fucked with Denise and she's fucked with Carolyn Manzo. Now, if these two women were down to wade in the lady pond, they are married. So they are going to go with the husbands to protect the family and keep everything. This is why you don't fuck. Married people will always
Well,
screw you over. That's why you don't fuck with married people because they are never going to have their loyalty to you and the
no
truth of what
kidding.
happened. They're always going to. Okay, I mean, do you think Carolyn Manzo, even if she was like drunk and kind of interested in Brandi finger banging her, that she's going to come out and say that? No, she's married to a guy she's been married to for whatever years.
Correct.
Kids, she's a grandmother now. No.
Correct.
So we're going to blame it on that is why you don't mess with married people. They will screw you over to keep intact whatever little
Well,
family
you
they
can
got.
mess with them if you don't want anything from them other than a little D
No,
for 10
because if it
minutes.
goes wrong, what good does messing with a married person? Then their significant other finds out about you years later from a text and they're coming for you. There is no good. I'm
I
telling you,
didn't
so
say
many
that I'm
people.
like a black widow that wakes up and that like my goal of the week is to mess with a married person. Just sometimes you're in the middle of it and someone's like, and I'm like, oh, I see a ring. Do you have a husband? Do you have a wife? Either of the
Okay, and
above?
then we like go home because it's not worth
Um, Sweetheart, no, not once we're there. Okay. Um, I have a good friend, and her name is Bethany Frankel. Very good friend of mine, Bethany Frankel. Very, very good friend. Sarah is rolling her eyes.
I'll go get more smoothie. You can take this one.
Well, let me tell you something. We have a new fan, a new watcher of Bravo amongst us. Bethany at this point is nothing more than us. She is a fan. She is an observer. She is an outsider. I mean, she just can't stop posting. So a couple of weeks ago, I said, I think Margaret Josephs is jealous of, Monica Garcia because,
Yeah,
Margaret, darling.
we said that. Yeah.
Instas are so 2023. Well, Bethany Frankel, I feel, is jealous of Monica. She posted this video like a week ago of her in the snow. Girl, this is why I'm in LA. She's either in, Connecticut, wherever she's residing, but she's in the snow. Someone's obviously filming this for her. And she's like, okay, so I never watched Salt Lake in my life. I watched one other episode, but here we are. She's like, so I watched this like, finale. Okay, so I see what you guys are saying. There's this girl, Monica, reality Von Teese, and she's